Can't possibly believe that someone who was Attorney General for a good period of time, a United States Senator for a good period of time, and then Vice President for 4 years, and then ran for President, all of a sudden believes that the best way to solve it is from being outside the system? Oh, please. Not a chance on God's green earth that that's necessarily the case. What's probably going on is she saw what the polling numbers were, perhaps, for her running for governor of California. Yes, she has left open the idea that maybe she could run in 2028 for the Democratic nomination. But I'll tell you, Abby, I've looked at those numbers. She would be the weakest front runner since 1992. So the bottom line is this. She's looking at the numbers. She knows what's cooking. And then all of a sudden, you know what? Actually, this lifelong politician, I want to be outside the system. Give me a break.
Sense of what Democrats are demanding, because it sounds like they are negotiating or at least talking to leaders.
My understanding, and this is secondhand, is that the president is negotiating directly with Senator Schumer. That Senator Schumer is demanding money that only the president can provide. Money for whatever. I don't know whether it's the budget or money to be released to universities or what the terms are. But that's what my understanding, and that the president has said no so far.
What's your guess, if you just had to make a guess, how long you guys stay here for?
I don't know. If you'd asked me yesterday, I would have said we were coming together. And maybe everybody will have a Pauline conversion and we'll reach agreement today. But my advice, for what it's worth, to Senator Thune is to just whip us until we can't be whipped anymore. If everybody wants to play this game, then make it as painful as he can for both sides until they cry like a baby and say, we'll do whatever you want, we'll stand on one leg and bark like a dog if you tell us, but don't make us do this anymore. But and maybe he took my advice, but it's a waste of time. That's the point I'm trying to make. I don't mind doing it. This is my job. I'll stay here until the second coming if that's what they want, but it's just a waste of time. If we're going to stay here, let's work on something meaningful. Have a dog in this hunt. I think, like Senator McConnell, we ought to be driven by the numbers. In order to be driven by the numbers, you've got to have the numbers first. But I've sat here this morning. I appreciate the bipartisan words. But with all due respect, Madam Vice Chair, when you say that the President of the United States has been bribed.
I said potential.
That's pretty strong. When you say that the director of the Office of Management and Budget is corrupt, that's pretty strong. I think if you're going to say someone has been bribed or someone is corrupt, you ought to be specific. And I notice you haven't been. I've listened to a lot of pretty words about bipartisanship, but then we get personal. I don't think it's productive. It's up to you. This is America. You can say and believe what you want. But if you're going to say somebody's been bribed, you need to say specifically by whom, for what. If you say Russ Vogt is corrupt, I want to know what that means, with all due respect.